The percent equation. Today we're going to look at how to compare the percent proportion to the percent equation. And you have done a whole week on proportions. So today we're going to make a connection with how does proportions relate to percent. Now consider this first example. What number is 16% of 75? Follow my cursor here as I demonstrate how your thinking should transpire with a question like this. Now, you will recall that there are three main components of a percent problem. You have part, total, and percent or percentage. Now, when we talk about a proportion has many different ideas or definitions that you can attach to it. The main definition for this lesson is understanding that a proportion is two ratios that are equal, or another way to say it, an equation that shows that two ratios are equal. So when you look at part to total and percent over 100, and you have an equal sign here, all of this is your equation. So all of this is showing two ratios that are equal, which is also another way to say that this is showing the percent proportion. So when you consider the statement, what number is 16% of 75, you want to figure out what value to place in each component. So what number is the unknown? So that's why we have an X right here. 16% is the percentage, so that's why we put 16 here over 100, because remember, percent means out of 100 or for every 100. So 16 hundredths is the same as 16%. And then of 75, 75 would be considered the total or the whole entire amount. So to solve this problem, you would do cross multiplication, or another way to say it, cross products. So I like to start with the variable. So you have 100 times x equals 75 times 16. Well, 100 times x is 100x, and 75 times 16 is 1200. Now we know from here we need to isolate the variable to solve for x. So we're going to divide both sides by 100. And when we do that, we get x is equal to 12. So 12 is 16% of 75. All right, now I want to make a connection with the percent equation. Notice we have the same problem, but a different strategy that we're using to solve for the unknown. What number is 16% of 75? So notice what number, this phrase right here, is replaced with the variable x, is replaced with the equal sign, 16% is replaced with the decimal 16, of is replaced with multiplication, and 75 stays the same. So now we have the equation. X equals 16 hundredths times 75. So in order to find the x value, which is also called the part, we simply multiply 0.16 times 75 and you get 12. All right, you try this one for yourself and pause the video, and then I'll show you the answer response. 36 is what percent of 48? All right, so this is what you should have written for your equation. 36 equals n times 48, or another way to say it, 36 is equal to 48 times n, and then divide both sides by 48. And so now the 48's cancel, so you have n equals, now notice, 36 divided by 48 is equal to 0.75. Remember, the division simply means, or the fraction bar simply means to divide. But notice the question is asking for the percent this time. What percent? So you would have to convert the 75 hundredths into a percent, which is 75%. All right, try the next one. 9 is 72% of what number? This is what you should have gotten. 9 equals decimal 72 times n, or 9 equals 0.72 n. So again, you want to isolate the variable. So you divide both sides by decimal 72. So 9 divided by decimal 72 equals 12.5. So n equals 12.5. Notice it is not asking for the percent this time. It's asking for the total, or the whole amount. So the what number right here is related to the total amount. All right, thank you for watching this short clip. If you need me for anything, you can call me at 355-6244 or email me. Have a great day.